taking the time to work on mental health, taking the time to like work on how you feel has got to be one of the most important things that people can do. The way your brain is processing the world gives you the quality of your experience. So I have to say, having practices for mental health and taking the time, that's the first thing people ask, what do I do? But they're not making time to do it. What's more important than what the practice is the how you engage in them. You know, if you wanted to be a better archer, you practice shooting arrows. And by virtue of practicing shooting arrows, you become a better archer. If you wanted to be a better musician, you would practice playing music. And so your skill would improve in music, just like your skill in archery would improve. So practice is making you more skillful at something. It's actually forging new connections in your brain so that your brain is able to do something on autopilot that you don't actually have to be consciously doing. So when we talk about a daily practice for mental health, what skill are we trying to improve that our practice is for? And I want to be clear, what we're trying to improve on is our quality of life. That's what I want to become more skillful at, is how do I enjoy my experience of the world and the information that comes to me, everything that shows up around me. The result that you get here in daily practices for mental health is correlated to the purpose and the intention that you're holding when you do it. If you're trying to become a better archer, it doesn't matter what you're thinking about. You shoot the arrows, you shoot the arrow, you shoot the arrow, you get better at archery. If you want to be a better weightlifter, you lift weights, you lift weight. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about. But if you're doing daily practices for your mental health, you literally need to be intending to have different kinds of attitudes and be a different kind of being in the world while you're doing them. Like I know people that do a practice where they'll write down, I forgive you for, I forgive you for, I forgive you. They do this like 70 times for 7 days. And while they're going, I forgive you for, they're like, all right. And they're not actually being forgiving. They're doing the action, but they're actually being mean. They're actually putting in their body at that moment that this person is really hard to forgive. Oh, I forgive you for. And at the end of this practice, they've actually practiced being unforgiving. So many people are trying to do their daily practice to be better. You know, I want to be a better person. I want to be stronger. But what they're saying is I'm not good enough and I want to feel good enough. And if you take your practice and you start out and I want to be better, meaning I'm standing and I'm not good enough, whatever practice you do from I'm not good enough, when you're done, you're still not good enough. But if your practice, you start out and go, okay, what I want to be in my world is good enough. I really want to hold in my heart and know at my core that I am loved and I am good enough. And I want to know that and I want to practice it so that that's who I am and I will go through my day. Then the first thing I want to do is intend to be standing there. Like, what do I need to do to conjure that up? Do I need to put out some pictures? Do I need to think about someone who loved me deeply? Do I need to take a moment first to just stop and really find one or two things that I truly appreciate about myself that I can expand on and come present to that version of me that I want to persist more often when I'm not thinking about it. If you go and check how you're feeling about yourself, what you're going to find if I look inside and go, how do I feel? Let me look. I feel about the way I always feel. No big surprise. You actually have to generate something else and you have to practice being something else for that set point to move. There's things in your life can sort of move it around, but it will gravitate back to your set point. And for you to move it past that place, you need to deliberately practice, intentionally, deliberately practice being something else for yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.